Ladies and gentlemen, spawning in the bottom left of the map, we have a team of two players. The first player is LokaCola, and the second player is Terror Hunter. Give it up for Team Hunters playing with the blue Terran species. And spawning in the top left of the map, we have the Team Red, which is first player is LoreLord. Give it up for LoreLord. And second player, the master of disaster, the hero with IQ 0. It is Lord Tomicron. Fantastic. Welcome everybody to another exciting match, and this time, to make things more interesting, we are casting a 2 versus 2 game of StarCraft 2. So StarCraft 2 is not only a 1v1, it's also 2 versus 2. You can play it 3 versus 3 and 4 versus 4, so you can team up with your friends to defeat another team of galactic commanders and lords. So we are already 6 minutes in the game. We skip a bit the initial build. Scouting Reaper for Tomicron. LokaCola is expanding and setting up defensive tanks to protect the third expansion. Tomicron, LoreLord and Tomicron, not yet building the third base, bit of economic advantage for Team Hunter. LoreLord with a bio army with mariners and marauders, and finally now a third base. Lord Tomicron with a 1-1-1 build, mariners, tank Viking, defensive compositions. Alright, so in 2 versus 2, you have to synchronize with your teammate. So, for example, if you attack together with your teammate, your attack moves will be much stronger, of course. Meanwhile, if you play like 1v1 in a 2v2 match, then you, for example, you attack alone and you think only about yourself and you lose, because if you attack alone, the two opposing players will just sandwich your army and you lose the game, because your teammate will not be able to defeat two armies of the opponents. So a little bit of a static moment in the game, both teams building up. So very nice defensive tank spread from LokaCola and Vikings to get some air control and more vision for the tanks. LoreLord getting up some turrets and defensive depots to protect the third base that is going to take in a moment. Lord Tomicron, not third base yet, very defensive, because Tomicron is a bit scared of a drop incoming from the opponents. Tank in production, upgrades like steam and shields and shells, upgrades in production for Tomicron, aggressive barracks to have a lot of army, also in production for Tomicron. LoreLord also with 5 barracks as well. Very nice build also from LoreLord, even 2 factories, bit of overbuilding of buildings, but no problem, because with this little economy you cannot afford all these buildings, but it's no problem. These players know for sure what to do. LoreLord already a third base, and we see Tomicron is now moving out in the map. Tomicron is the first player to try to get some map control with his army, sending his army all the way, it seems, towards the right area of the map. Mariners, marauders, streaming to the right. Meanwhile, Tomicron is safely taking the expansion, finally building his third base. So, Vikings. So, Tomicron is controlling this area, which means that is preventing LokaCola from expanding. LokaCola is a wonderful setup, by the way. This is unbreakable, because the tanks are so well spread and so deeply spread. For example, if you kill these 2 tanks, there are all these tanks that will shell and destroy completely your army while you kill the first 2, right? So, LokaCola really a defensive playstyle in this moment, sitting on 3 bases, being of bit supply block. There is a drop from Tomicron. Tomicron dropping 16 Marines and 2 Medivacs into the main base of LokaCola. LokaCola scrambling to repair the defensive tank. The Marines being picked up. Defensive Vikings following the Marines. One Medivac goes down. The second Medivac is chased away. Beautiful defense by LokaCola. Loses only few workers. Doesn't lose much. Beautiful defensive. And Tomicron is rotating the army to try to find another angle to break the defenses of the opponents. Oh no, this is LoreLord, sorry. Also LoreLord made a move on the map. So Tomicron controlling the very right side, LoreLord controlling the middle of the map. So Team Lord is getting more and more map control. It means that Team Lord now is free to expand because since the army of Team Lords is on the other side of the map, the Lords are now free to expand and to build more and more bases, like this base, for example, on their side of the map. Tomicron also gathering more and more army as well. But we see, a Doom Drop with 6 Medivacs flying from Terror Hunter towards Tomicron. Little bit of an engagement. LoreLord being shelled by the tanks. No. You cannot break, and LoreLord wisely retreat. But there is a drop directly, very aggressive move in the main base of Tomicron. Lot of soldiers from Terror Hunter being dropped in the main base of Lord Tomicron. One turret goes down. It's not really steaming. No, it's not steaming. But the main base of Tomicron under heavy assault. Tomicron has the tanks defending. Tomicron tries to lift the base, but the base will fall apparently. Tomicron doesn't have much to defend with yet. The whole army of both Tomicron and LoreLord going back. The drop goes back, but the Vikings from LokaCola attacking the third base of LoreLord, who doesn't realize, and the third base of LoreLord goes down. Big blow by LokaCola. And Team Hunter with 2 beautiful moves, 1 drop and 1 Viking drop, will inflict a big blow to Team Lords. Viking retreating, and the drop is retreating, and now Team Lords can now counterattack. This army is from Lord Tomicron, gathering on the left side, and Lord LoreLord, no, this is Tomicron. Tomicron building starports and fusion core for Liberator upgrade, and replenishing the lost base with this base. LoreLord still at home with this army. So Tomicron is putting pressure on the left side of the map with a lot of tanks, bio, and Vikings. Very powerful army. Upgrade are 1-1. Let's see. Supply now is 128 army for Tomicron. Huge army from Lord Tomicron, and Terror Hunter has 100T, also huge army. Tomicron steaming deep into enemy's territory, blows to mines, but Terror Hunter says, I have the high ground, Anakin. Tomicron tries to steam in the low ground, trying to shell away. But see, the Team Hunter is sandwiching the enemy army, tanks shelling from the right, bio shelling from the left, and Tomicron loses all its army. This move by Tomicron was too risky. Should have waited for LoreLord, because now Tomicron had his army completely sandwiched, but it was still a nice trade. LoreLord going to take control of the right side of the map. So Team Lords has LoreLord taking control of the side of the map, and Hunter scrambling in a defensive stance, exactly, and LoreLord cannot. This is unbreakable, so these much tanks are unbreakable by this bio army. So LoreLord wisely retreats and waits for a better angle to engage, controlling the right side of the map. LoreLord meanwhile expanding. 4th base for LoreLord, 4th base for Tomicron. Team Hunter slower to expand in this moment, but LokaCola has 82 supplies in tanks, Vikings, very mech army, 2-0 upgrades. This is LoreLord with 1-0 with 2 upgrades on the bio, actually, very good. LoreLord researching also the Ghost Academy, trying to find an angle, but LokaCola is very well set up, and these Vikings control all the movements of the enemy army. So LoreLord trying to find an angle to engage, doesn't find it. Thor tries to kill the Vikings, but there are too many siege tanks, and Tomicron is slowly rebuilding the army with 2 upgrades as well. Let's see. The main base of Tomicron is up and running again. Upgrades not running because Tomicron sucks a bit. So Team Lord is trying the sandwich move. So they're synchronizing. Lord LoreLord controls the right side of the map. Tomicron controls the left side of the map. And now Team Hunters are sieged again. Tomicron, using the opening he found for himself before, now more careful into sieging up. into enemy territory. Tanks siege forward, slowly but surely, so more careful this time, Tomicron. Vikings get vision, and now these tanks with the vision can shell to all these marinas and facilities. LoreLord on the other side, facing the defense of the opponent, you see, and Team Lord finally with Lord Tomicron finds one angle to make a good engagement, and the tanks shell away to some infrastructures of Terror Hunter, but still these tanks of LokaCola are too many, too menacing. Meanwhile, Terror Hunter is building what seems Battlecruisers, a lot of starports, a lot of fusion core to get Battlecruisers. Tomicron with a 5th base, also LoreLord with 5th and 6th base. Tomicron holds a very nice position in this area, very, very difficult to break. LoreLord LokaCola defends very well this area, and the LoreLord cannot break. Liberators, very, very useful to break the tank lines of the enemy. See, the Liberators shoot from the sky, and the tanks have to retreat. Tanks retreating for LokaCola. LokaCola a bit. The risk is that LokaCola will now be sandwiched between the Liberators slowly advancing from Tomicron and the army of LoreLord. But a lot of Vikings now from LokaCola, they engage the Liberators, but the Vikings of Tomicron protect the Liberators, and slowly but surely, no player wants to risk too much. Liberators going down. Vikings battle against each other. Tomicron has 0-1 upgrades, 1-0 upgrades for LokaCola. And it seems that LokaCola has a bit more Vikings actually, but the tanks of Tomicron slowly take inch by inch some territory, trying to steam forward, but there are too many tanks, so positional battle. So Tomicron controls this position, LokaCola controls still his 3rd base. Very difficult to break LokaCola. Alright, LoreLord controlling top right side of the map, and Tomicron expanding to get more and more bases. A marine from Tomicron exploring that the players are not the opponents are not expanding. LokaCola has still more tanks, more upgrade on the tanks, 0-0 upgrade for Tomicron, 1-3 upgrade for LokaCola, and more Vikings. Tomicron also producing Vikings and Libs, slowly rallying them across the map, and a little bit of a static phase of the game, but Tomicron is controlling this very important position with those Liberators, so, and the players cannot expand because, yeah. Again, Viking skirmishes, who controls the air controls also the ground, but LokaCola has again more Vikings, so in this moment LokaCola and the Team Hunters are defending, while, yeah, Terror Hunter is indeed preparing the Battlecruiser counterattack. Now, what we see now, LoreLord is thinking about something, preparing a move with some 2-2 infantry and the Thor. Now, LoreLord, very beautiful expansions. LoreLord has bases all over the map, and you see that the minimap is covered in red. A lot of ghosts, by the way, by LoreLord. Tomicron again trying to siege forward with a lot of Liberators, indeed killing a lot of tanks of the enemy, and slowly or surely LokaCola has to retreat. But now we see a ghost from LoreLord, the nuke on all this tank. LokaCola, let's go to LokaCola vision, let's see. LokaCola is busy fighting LoreLord and gets the nuke in the face from LoreLord. LokaCola, the whole army! Master move! LoreLord destroys the whole army with a beautiful nuke. But now, LoreLord brutally steaming forward, but there is another nuke. No, cancel the nuke, the nuke. No! What did I see? LoreLord, no! Can I, the Grandmaster move and the disaster move in one game? In which other video game can you see this dynamic? Can you see this one? This is not StarCraft. This is Shakespeare. The love and death, beauty and tragedy in the same game. Meanwhile, Battlecruisers in the main base of LoreLord. But can we see again what happens? I mean, this is, in which other YouTube channel can you witness this? A ghost, only one single soldier from LoreLord, casting a nuke on top of all the tanks of LokaCola. LokaCola, busy battling Tomicron, doesn't realize the nuke is here, gets a nuke in the face. LoreLord destroys the whole army. Now LokaCola has 74 supply, LoreLord has 132 supply, so this is a game-winning move. But LoreLord casts another nuke here, goes in with the whole of his army, doesn't cancel the nuke. LoreLord, what did you do? LoreLord, with a psychological move, I can win you even if I nuke my own army because I'm superior. But now, in which other video game, on which other YouTube channel can you witness this level of move? The Grandmaster move, followed by the disaster move. A lot of Battlecruisers in the main base of LoreLord, and Tomicron sees that, will send all these Vikings to deal with the Battlecruiser. Let's see what happens. LoreLord taking quite some damage to his infrastructures. And indeed, Tomicron is sending the defensive Vikings to kill the Battlecruisers of the enemy, meanwhile streaming all other Vikings to defend. Some army of Tomicron at the same time steams and kills the main base of Terror Hunter, the Vikings, against the Battlecruiser. Vikings going down, Vikings have 0-2, Battlecruiser 0-0, not upgraded, so the Vikings slowly but surely deal a great amount of damage to the Battlecruisers. LokaCola finally expanding, but the Battlecruiser being defeated. Tomicron steaming all the infrastructure of Terror Hunter. I still cannot believe that. What am I watching? And the Battlecruiser trying to find some other damage in the natural base of LoreLord, but Tomicron with his jet fighters are making sure that Battlecruisers have to run away. Tomicron destroying everything in Terror Hunter's base, Battlecruiser in Lord Tomicron base, but Tomicron is defending with a lot of Vikings. Battlecruiser going down, and which the last Battlecruiser should go down now. LokaCola expanding to his fourth base after bitter battles on the side of the map. Tomicron with all these Liberators. Tomicron fighting against the Liberators of the opponent from LokaCola, taking control of the left side of the map is fully of Lord Tomicron. Lord LoreLord gathering another army because he lost the army to its own nuke. I mean, this is fantastic stuff. In which other YouTube channel you witness these moves? I mean, and now Terror Hunter finally surrenders the game to match Lord Tomicron in his base. Liberator sieging forward. Let's see if LokaCola can surrender as well. Liberators shelling at the workers of LokaCola. Let's go to LokaCola Vision.
Your allies' base is under attack.
What is even doing? And LokaCola GG's! And what did we see here? The Grandmaster move and the disaster move in the same game. On which other YouTube channel can you see this level of gameplay? I think on no one. Thank you very much for watching. If you had fun, leave a comment, leave a like. If you want to play 2v2, teaming up with Lord Tomicron, leave me a comment. Don't forget to smile, have a wonderful day, and see you next time on the Lord Tomicron channel.